Hi everybody, I want to welcome you to Math 111 Online, the Late Start course this semester. Just a brief walkthrough to help you get started and answer any questions about the course that you might have. You're first going to want to go to swick.brightspace.com and you will do your student login. Once you log in with your information, you'll see probably a variety of courses, so make sure you choose ours, the Liberal Arts Math. It is section IN3. Okay, you should see a table of contents as you get started. So we have ALEKS Access, we have our syllabus and our course schedule, we have a discussion board, our testing center information, and then our notes for each chapter. We also see kind of a list of things to do to get started. So we're going to be doing the discussion board by Wednesday night at 11 p.m. and then that first bit of section 7 homework. All right, let's start with the syllabus. Okay, so if you choose our syllabus, just to walk you through some of the important information of the course. My name is Jamie Manchi. I'm excited to work with you this semester, so please make sure you reach out to me if you have any questions as we get started. An important date to keep in mind is our withdrawal date here of November 15th. Talk more about that later. Here are my office hours. I'm available on campus Monday through Friday. If these hours don't work out for you, please reach out to me via email. Just make sure you spell my first name correctly. Sometimes that causes emails to not go through for you guys. I'm going to let you read about the prerequisites and the course objectives and get down to the important information. So the only requirement for the course is a calculator. You're welcome to use any scientific calculator. Or you can use the TI-8384 graphing calculator if you have one. Here's our grading procedure for this course. We're going to be using a system called ALEKS. The homework component is going to be 20% of the grade. The practice tests are going to be 10%, and there'll be 4 of those. The ALEKS tests, there'll be 3 tests, 15% each, so 45%, and then we'll have a final exam over all of our course material, and that'll be a quarter of your grade. So let's break down each of those components a little bit. So ALEKS homework will be assigned for every section that we cover this semester. Please make sure that you do the homework week by week. So doing it regularly will definitely help you be successful. You have unlimited temps at each homework assignment, so you can work on them until you get them the way that you want and the grade that you want. There is a penalty if you decide to not complete homework by the due date that I'm going to mention that are in our course schedule in this syllabus. There's a 10% penalty assigned for every assignment that you complete after the due dates. Because of this, the final due date is going to be December 8th for all homework. The practice tests. There will be 4 of them, 1 for each of your 3 chapter tests and then 1 for the final. The practice tests are going to have 40 to 50 questions, and I believe that your final for the practice final ended up being 60 questions in that range of 50 to 75. You do have 5 attempts at each practice test, so keep doing it until you get the best grade that you can. The main reason to do those practice tests is for our ALEKS tests. So for those 3 tests that you're going to be taking for me, I'm going to pick 20 to 25 questions from that practice test that you've taken and put it on the actual test. You'll have 75 minutes to complete those tests. The main thing about the tests to keep in mind is they have to be proctored by a SWIC testing center. We do have 2 testing center locations, Belleville and Granite City. You are welcome to take your tests remotely as well, but they still have to be proctored, so you will need a webcam on your computer at home so they can do that. Your final also will need to be proctored by the SWIC Testing Center, and it will cover the 3 chapters of material that we're doing this semester. The regular final will be 35 to 45 questions, and it will come from the 60 questions that are on your practice final. The final exam will have a 2-hour time limit. I will not give extensions for tests or the final exam unless you seek out permission ahead of time. In fact, I really can't give any kind of extension for the final because my grades are due. So that would be an extenuating circumstance and probably lead to an incomplete for the course if that happens. So hopefully it won't. Grading scale is pretty standard. 90 to 100 is an A, 80 to 89 is a B, and so on and so forth. Here's that course schedule that I mentioned for you that I put in your syllabus. Just so you can see how it works, our dates are going to go from like a Saturday, so this Saturday when our course opens, through the next Friday. So through Friday, September 22nd, our first week, we'll be looking at our notes in Brightspace, and then we're going to be going in our ALEKS homework system and doing the homework for those 3 lessons. And the due dates for those assignments are always going to be at Friday at 11 p.m. So we'll do some homework for a few weeks, and then we'll hit a week where we'll just test. So the week that you take the test, you'll be working on that practice test that has the 40 to 50 questions, and then you'll come to SWIC or at home. You'll have your test proctor remotely, and your test will be like the 20 to 25 questions. Okay, so every week kind of works that way until we get down to the end, and we should have everything completed by December 14th. That'll be the last day to take the final. Our attendance policy for this course, since I don't see you in person, you must demonstrate participation in ALEKS. In fact, this first week, I'm going to be really making sure that you guys get in and you're working right away. If you do not do anything by September 22nd, the deadline for that 7-1 through 7-3 homework, you will be withdrawn from the course. And I mentioned earlier that our last day to withdraw is November 15th. Please just keep in mind that if you remain in the course after that date, I have to give you a letter grade for the course. Okay, the 3 chapters we'll cover this semester are listed in your course schedule. Chapter 7 is finance, 9 is geometry, and 10 is counting and probability. Contacting me, I mentioned my email and just making sure you spell my name correctly. I do want to note that if you send me an email after Friday, 2 p.m. or on the weekend, I may not get to it till Monday. I do try to answer emails over the weekend, but if you don't hear from me, I'll definitely get back to you on Monday. All right, so the SWIC Testing Center. I mentioned that all your tests have to be taken through the SWIC Testing Center. I do want to point out that they will not accept a walk-in, and they want 24 hours advance notice for their testing center locations and 48 hours advance notice if you're going to use one of their remote appointments. If you know that you need things like extended time on tests, please contact the Disability and Access Center, and they will generate the required paperwork that you will need, and then you can get that to me, and I'm happy to work with you on those kinds of accommodations. We do have a Success Center to help, so if my office hours don't work, and of course I'm available outside of those as well. I'm on campus usually from like 8:30 to 3 most days. But if those hours don't work, they do offer in-person tutoring that usually goes until 7 or 8 p.m. in the evening, and I believe some Saturdays as well. And then they do online tutoring. Last thing in the syllabus to mention is just online etiquette. Let's just make sure that our correspondence is professional and courteous, and that we treat each other the same way that we would in a face-to-face course. All right. So that wraps up the syllabus. If you want the schedule by itself, here it is. It's also in your syllabus. Okay, but you can kind of see how everything is broken down there. You may want to print that out and keep that handy. Okay, I did put an online readiness for you here. So if you want to kind of take a read through this, see if this class is a good fit for you, and here's the online etiquette guide. We do have a discussion board to get us started, so just a way for us to get to know each other. I have an introduction of myself, and if you guys take the time to introduce yourself by Wednesday at 11 p.m., I'll give you a little bit of extra credit on that first test. Okay, your testing center information is here. The center hours and locations of Granite City, Belleville, and are here. Let me go ahead and just open that for you so you can see it. So there's the Belleville hours. Here's their operating hours right here. This is when you can make your appointments. So last appointment on Monday would be 3:30 because they want to close at 5 and they want to give you that 75 minutes for your test. Granite City is there as well, and then these are their remote hours. Here's how you'll make your appointments. So I have the appointment forms here. So if you click on this, you will go through, and depending on which location, Redbud campus is closed, so you'll skip over that one. But Belleville, Granite City, or if you prefer a remote appointment, there are your different links for your appointment forms. Okay, a couple other things to pay attention in our table of contents. We do have our chapter notes. So here are the 3 chapters we're going to cover. I do have your notes for chapter 7 and 9 already posted for you. Here are your chapter 7 notes, the first 3 weeks for you. And then I did post a formula sheet. This is something that I will provide for you on the test as well. So if you want to print this out and use this as you're working through problems in chapter 7, you're more than welcome to do so. All right, probably the most important part is this ALEKS system. So let's finish up our walkthrough with this. So here are your student instructions for how to access it, but it's pretty straightforward. You will hit this ALEKS LTIA link, and it'll start the registration process for you. So once you hit this, it'll ask you for your username information, different things like that, and then you'll be able to get into the course. Once you complete the registration process, you should see, let me get to your student view. Okay, you should, they will probably have you walk through a brief tutorial, and then they'll have you look at some knowledge that you might need for Math 111, and then you can start working your assignments. So if you view my assignment list, here they are. Here's all of my assignments for the course, and I can see that kind of first week assignments that are due on September 22nd at 11 p.m. You can access the homework through that, or if you prefer, I do have individual links in Brightspace for you, so you can launch your homework that way as well. Once you start completing homework assignments, you will notice them appear for you in your grade area. Okay, so all of your practice tests and homework assignments and test grades will be here for you to see, and homework and practice test grades will immediately be available. Same thing with test grades as well, so you'll always have kind of an up-to-date grade for you this semester. All right, well, I think that does it for our walkthrough. Please let me know if you have any questions about anything as we get started. I'm more than happy to help you and work with you as we get going this semester.